What's up, my beautiful butterflies? Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let's talk for a little while. Very, 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 challenging night last night. Been up about hour and a half. Lots to do, as always. My life is busy. I have a very busy life. That's the life that I chose, and that's the life that's been handed to me. As I say all the time, many have tried, but you cannot walk this mile in this 7.5 medium shoe. It ain't easy. I wouldn't even try it if I were you. Nah. But anyway, catch me if you can. Give y'all a few minutes to come in. What's up, Joshua? Y'all, okay, before Miss Audrey come in, this is what I'm eating. It's the first thing I've had today, an apple cinnamon neutral grain soft baked breakfast bar, okay? And I got some Minute Maid lemonade, so that's what I'm finna eat while I'm talking with y'all. And I hope that my doctor office doesn't call, because they had called and my phone was on silent while I was in the shower. And I had told them it's time to get the knee injections in my knee again, which I'm going to take y'all because some of y'all wanted to see it. You know, you want to know what it was. So if he lets me video it like the last doctor I had that passed away, I'm going to go ahead on and video it where you can see what he's using and how he injects them. And you can also see Ms.V can take some pain, baby. Yeah. But anyway, I've been really intrigued here lately. Hey, everybody coming in about Elon Musk. And I guess the reason why I'm so intrigued in this man is because he's autistic. Read up on him. Google him. He's on the high end, or probably the highest end of the spectrum. Me working with autistic children, autistic people, mentally ill people, I'm intrigued by them. I mean, it's something that I never knew was my calling until I went down to the school last year. It was a year before last now. And started working with autistic children, which led me to where I am now, which is leading me to somewhere else. It's coming. It's a goal. It's a challenge for me this year to move on. I'm not a person that sits sedentary in life, and I'm not a routine person. I might even have a little bit in me because I would be on the high end of the spectrum if I am, because I'm not a routine person. I'm not a person that can't grasp things really, really fast. So that's why I guess I've been really kind of watching him ever since he came on the scene with Trump, to see where he came from and to see where he is now as an artistic person is real intriguing to me. That's the topic today, is I'm intrigued with Elon Musk. I don't know how many of you know anything about his background, or did you just start seeing him here lately since he came up on the political scene? But this man, I would say, is a borderline genius. And it makes me look at my kids when I go to work with them to try to figure out their personalities as well as they trying to figure me out. And to see what they are gifted and what they are talented in. And try to steer them and lead them in that direction. Where I work is an advanced behavioral, I don't want to call it institution. I don't know. Science. Okay, I work with behavioral science. That's a better way of putting it. Because I don't want to belittle it or downgrade anybody that I'm working with. I shouldn't be down there with them because I'm there to try to figure out their behavior and guide them in the direction I see is best for them to go in to be somebody in life, to be a person that is independent. It's too many codependent people in the world for me. It's too many people that's dependent on other people in the world. I like standalone people. I like people that can look back on their life and say, oh, I made it, and oh, how I got over. I'm really intrigued with those kind of people. If somebody helped you along the way and crutched you along and stood there and had your back and all that, ain't nobody never had my damn back. Nobody. First of all, I stay still long enough. No. Mm-mm. Hey, everybody. I'm going to get to you, but I don't want to get sidetracked from a commentary today because I'm really interested in this. And the reason I'm so interested in this area of study is because autism is on the rise. You've never in life seen so much of it. And I'm constantly digging and trying to find out why. Why is it so much of it? Why do we see so many boys with it? And how did it start? Where did it come from? It's so many things that cross my mind on a daily basis. It's like, okay, we know the world changed. We know parenting changed. We know things were moving faster. We know even when you having babies these days, you don't know a lot about the family sometimes that you are connected with, and then you end up with child. What was in the DNA? What was in the background? Are y'all related? Was it drugs? I always got questions in my mind and trying to figure stuff out. And even the ones in the top of the sciences that's dealing with this, they ain't figured it out yet. So it's an ongoing study. Lots of money is starting to be pumped into this area of study now. When you're dealing with the brain, it's just intriguing within itself because each and every one of y'all coming into this chat today has a different DNA, a different personality. I don't care if you are a twin. We got twins down there, about as opposite as day and night. And it makes you wonder, what happened? Oh, it makes me wonder. When I say it makes you wonder, I mean me wonder, because some of y'all might not even care. It might not be of interest to you whatsoever. But like I said, I'm very intrigued with it. And lately I've been intrigued with Elon Musk. Not so much about what he and Trump got going on, because really, we'll find out about that sooner than later. And it may be to our benefit. It may not be to our benefit. But hopefully, if he does go into the political arena, being the exceptionally gifted person that he is, with mega dollars, he will use that to the benefit of the people and not just a certain class of people, to all people. That's my hope. Okay? Hold on, let me get some glasses because I wrote me some notes. I ain't going to forget nothing. All right. Too much hair. Hold on. Hold your little horses, okay? So, hopefully I got some moderators in here. But if I don't, by the time I get to you, you'll be out because I'm not interested in what your trolls got to say. I like intellectually stimulating people. People that make me stop and make me think and make me wonder and make me research. That's the type of personalities I like to be around. If you ain't saying nothing that's benefiting us over here or the majority of the people of the world, I'm not interested in it. Okay, who shot John and why? I don't care. Okay, so just know that when you're trolling up in here. Um, so like I was saying, I'm not so interested in what he and Trump have going on. We'll see what that's all about later. But autism is an area of study which I could truly identify with now that I've gotten into it. I have goals. If you think I'm going to sit where I'm sitting as a behavioral therapist or and just sit right there, uh-uh, I'm not that type of person. You should know that by now. I move. Anything I get into, I'm going to the top of it. And then when I feel like I can't learn no more, I'm moving on to something else. That's been my life. That's why I've done so much in my life. Some jobs I may have stayed on a year and a half and moved on. And I'm quick to walk out. If I walk out from a plant job after being there 20 years and leave the income I left and the benefits I left behind, trust me, I'm an independent woman that ain't no way I'm going to no government assistance and no food stamp. Ain't nothing wrong with it now. Don't get me wrong. Don't go lying on Ms.V talking about, because y'all quick to do that too, lie on me. But anyway, that's your thing. That's your thing. If you feel like you can't do no better than that, then that's you. That ain't me. I'm going to dig mine out the mud. I'm going to get mine. Okay? Trust and believe that. So, we're talking about Elon Musk to the ones that's trying to talk about Trump. That ain't the topic of conversation today. So, when I get to it, I'm not addressing it. If we talking about Trump, we talking about Trump. He ain't the topic today. Stay on topic. Stay with me, okay? Intellectually stimulating people. That's what I have over here. If you're new to the arena over here, you don't understand that. Okay. But anyway, we love to laugh over here. We love to have fun over here. It's just me. That's just who I am. I'm not ever going to come out here with no topic and just go by just stupid stuff, trolling stuff. I just get offline first because I'm not bringing nothing to the table. Okay? I have to bring something that at least is going to make you stop and think about, what was she talking about today? What was the topic today? Elon Musk. Okay? So today I'm just tapping into a little bit of him because I'm following him now. Since I found out that he's high on the spectrum and a billionaire, some of us that's supposed to be normal and ain't got nothing wrong with us will never even meet the status of a thousandaire, much less millionaire to billionaire. Think about it. So this kind of blows my mind that Elon would come up with an idea of a Hyperloop. Have y'all ever heard of the Hyperloop before? Do you know anything about it whatsoever? We're living in some times where things are moving so fast until it's hard to even keep up. And that's because of the computer. When the computer came around and they now have it where you can talk to people in other countries on your computer, you can store everything you need to store, you can find out anything you need to find out, it changed the world. We no longer can do a lot of things we used to do. Money in the bank, write the check, and let it sit out there for a couple of days till you get paid. Don't do it. Don't do it. Letters that had to cross country on horseback, days gone by. The world has changed. In the last 20 years, if you been sleeping under a rock and you sit there in that box, then you behind. I'm just here to tell you, you don't even know what's going on in the world. If you've been so busy into somebody else's business and not taking care of your business, you really behind. So I'm talking about a Hyperloop, which is a train that would take you from New York. Think about geographically the top of the state up there where New York is in the north, across to London in another country in 1 hour. That's pretty fast, ain't it? Now, I came about with cars and trains and planes. But if my mother was here, she could tell you from the horse and the buggy to the old T-model Fords, Henry Ford, to the train, to the plane. So each generation evolves around something bigger, faster, and more money. It's always going to cost more money to produce the product. Keep in mind, too, that Elon owns Tesla, Board, SpaceX. He's involved in a whole lot of stuff that's bringing in a whole lot of money. Well, the one thing that you need to think about is how his mind is working. He's a futuristic person. I can really identify with him to some degree because I always felt like I was a futuristic person. When I was a child, my favorite cartoon was the Jetsons. It's futuristic. You were looking at a microwave that you didn't even know what you were looking at until it actually was invented and it came out. But the person who wrote it had to be futuristic. They were traveling in something like a hypertube when you think back to it. The Flintstones, I couldn't relate to it. They paddling on in a car around them with their feet. I ain't trying to go with them. How I'm gonna get there? I move fast, quick, and in a hurry. So I can't identify with it. It's just that simple. Would you dare take a trip? Come, wait. Always when I get on live. Would you dare take a trip in a train that's moving that fast? Because most of us, when we think about a train on a track, it's like your old locomotives. When I was a child, my mother's brother, two of them, worked on the railroad. So we got free passes. We rode on the train all the time. We would go from Monroe to Little Rock. First time riding in a Pullman. That's the one with the beds and all of that on it. And the little, I don't know what you call it, lunchroom, I guess, where you would eat on the train. I'm a little girl. That's exciting to me. Ain't none of my friends riding. But we could ride free. My aunts grew up down in Kingsville. Their father was the other brother of my mother's who worked on the railroad, and all of them, that was their mode of transportation. They would go to the store on the train. They would go to different cities with their father. While he was working, they were sitting on the train, looking out the window, seeing the world. So people are different. They grow up in different environments. They grow up in different atmospheres, and they have a different way of life that a lot of times when they're grown and you're looking back on the things you did and the places you went and how you got there, it's totally different. Nothing is right or wrong about it. That is your life. That is how you grew up. Some people may have had pilots for fathers, so they would be riding on the plane free. Some people might not have had a car at all. It might have been you were walking, but you got there. And you were able to pull yourself out of that poverty. And I admire those type of people. People who were on the bottom, but they elevated themselves up. I don't have too much respect, I'm being honest, for people who they grew up on the bottom. They never tried to elevate themselves in any kind of way. They never tried to get, okay, I know I can't afford to go to college, so I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go to the military. Free education, free travel, free benefits for life. Miss Carolyn is one. I admire her. Military. A retired nurse. Back in the field working again. People, you got to understand something else too. As you age and as you get older, if you got that old sedentary mind that you just want to sit up in the house all day long, your mind gonna get dull. Chances of dementia stepping in, you ain't using your brain for nothing. It's coming. And you better not have no vices, no drug vice, no alcoholic vice, because you are doomed. Okay? Just a matter of time. So let's talk for a moment. Let's discuss. I want you to open up your mind, filter everything out of your mind right now, and just imagine a Hyperloop train that's rolling 3 times faster than an airplane, the fastest plane that we got out here now. I told y'all when I was 21 years old, I went to Europe. I was a junior in college. And I went over there to study. And I was in fashion merchandising at the time. Now you know why I like to dress. Okay, I just told you. So I was always interested in fashion. So I flew from small town Monroe, Louisiana, on something like a crop duster, into New York. First time into New York, 21 years old, little country girl. I don't know nothing about New York. I'm the only black on the trip. See, that's been my life. That's why a lot of people can't identify with me, because I've done so many things alone as a little black girl going into a black woman by myself. I ain't have mama, I ain't have daddy. I'm going on a school trip as an exchange student to learn in Europe. From there, we flew into Heathrow, London. Stayed there 3 weeks. Coldest damn rooms I ever been in my life. Don't know nothing about no marmalade. We had jelly. Don't know nothing about no continental breakfast. But you got to be able to pick up and learn and understand things real fast. I don't know nothing about the currency. I ain't never used no pounds. I'm using American dollars. But you're going to get ripped off if you don't learn the currency real fast. They already know you're American and you don't know. So you better try to learn real quick. Wasn't no Google back then now. Nope. So you got to get it the best way you can. From there, we went to Paris, France. My videos are out here where I'm standing by the Eiffel Tower. We went to fashion houses in Paris. Left there. I think we were there 2 weeks. And we went on over to Italy. And we went through a lot of fashion houses there. The cathedral. The holy doors were not open that year. So we didn't get a chance to go through there. And as a child, a 21-year-old, I'm growing into an adult woman. I ain't want to go. I never will forget my oldest brother, that 83-year-old. He was he had finished Southern, and he had gone to Vietnam and come back. So he had just started in the police business at that time. He came and he talked to me and he said, sis, if I were you, I wouldn't ask mom and dad for that car you want. Because I wanted that Cobra. That Cobra Mustang had just come out with them racing stripes. It was white with some blue racing stripes on the side. That's what I wanted. Or I could have the trip. Now, the school only paid for a portion of it. The other monies had to come out of my mom and dad's pocket. I told you now, it was 7 of us. 6 of us, they put through college. Poor dirt farmer and a poor ass school teacher. All right? The only thing was a waste of money. If you don't want to go, carry your ass to the military, get out and go get you a job. I got one behind you. Structure in my home. Okay? Then nobody want to do that, so everybody went to college. Everybody finished. Okay? But I learned a lot at a young age about different races of people, nationalities of people, the foods they ate, how to move around and how to maneuver in the world. Traveling ain't nothing new for me. Been traveling all my life. So if I never ever move again, I'm good. I'm good. I've been to most of the places I want to go. I realize now I got knee problems. I'm waiting on the doctor to call now for an injection. He told me that I couldn't have an appointment until the 21st. I said, okay, I got enough pain medication. I can make it through to the 21st. The doctor that passed away left me everything I needed. I don't know what y'all laughing about, but you better not be laughing at me when I get there. I see you, Miss Audrey. Yabby dabby do. Princess, you ain't nothing. Okay, nothing nice at all, but I love you. So, back to Elon. I can identify with him to a degree. Now, I'm not no billionaire. But I don't even want to go there. I'm going to let the naysayers go there with what I have and what I don't have. And all I'm going to tell you is I've worked all my life. All I'm going to tell you is let me be your content on stupid stuff. And watch me keep laughing. And watch me keep doing me. I can't with that, okay? I'm not going to be able to do it. So, we talking about a proposed high-speed transportation system that uses magnetic levitation to move pods. A pod is nothing but, think of a bullet train. That's what you think of when you think of a pod. That's using magnetic levitation. That means that the magnet has to be, hold on, here's the train. The magnet is here. It doesn't have to touch it necessarily because of the force of the magnet will draw and push the train on down the track. Without ever touching, you know how magnets work. Now I got intelligent people over here. They understand that, okay? You just bounced in here and you don't really belong in here, you ain't gonna understand it. Okay, this is for the highly intelligent, the people that's futuristic, the people that want to know what's going on in the world, and who's created this was Elon Musk. Now, was he the beginning founder of this? Nope, he was not. So that means he had to look back in history and see that this had come around a long time ago. So that's what's intriguing to me, that this person is on the high end of the spectrum But obviously, he researches a lot, he studies a lot, and he's into futuristic ideas and things that are probably going to come to pass. Now, in my lifetime, will I see it? Probably not. It's going to take decades to refine it and get it to the point where we're going to go there. You think about the space age that we're living in. That came around in the 60s, around JFK when he was in office. I don't live very far from there. I'm one exit up from Space Center, Houston. And they've done a lot of travel in space. A lot of research has come from space. A lot of your medicines that you using now, space age medicines. So it's a probability that maybe my grandchildren will ride on a hyper train. And it's just intriguing to me to even think that far out into the future, which ain't gonna be that very long. If I'm a long liver, maybe I see it. Will I ever ride on it? Hell to no, that's damn fast for me. I like to move faster in a hurry, but at my old age, that's too quick. I ain't got nothing to be going at that fast. Nope, leave me alone with that. And go on about your business. So it goes through a low pressure tube. See, this is the thing that's going to get me with this train at this age. Now, when I was younger, I'd have stepped on up in there with nothing, not even thinking about it, because I ain't have no fear of nothing. When I was young, people talking about they wasn't flying back when I was kids. I'm scared up in there. Hell, when it's your time, you going anyway, whether you're on the air, whether you're on the ground. And it's less accidents in the airplane than it is out here on these highways and byways and these streets and these roads and boulevards every day. Think about it. That's why your insurance is so high. So many accidents. When a plane falls, it's usually fatal, but they ain't falling every day. That's what you got to look at. Look at the statistics. Okay? So the concept of the whole idea originated, like I say, Elon didn't come up with this. It came from the 17th century. We're in the 21st century, ain't we? Okay? But it was popularized by Elon Musk in 2013. So how does it work? Imagine using a magnet. Now we all know what a magnet is, and we know how it contracts to, one magnet to another, or something that's magnetized, how it sticks, okay? And you have different strengths of magnets. We know that too. So it propels the pods, which is like the train itself. It's called the pod. Each compartment of the train is a pod. It either compels it forward or it repels it back. All right? So that's how it moves along on this track. The pods move at a high speed due to low air resistance. Anytime air gets between anything, it's going to cause it to move a little bit slower. You got to figure out how you going to get past the air pressure. Air is everywhere. And that's what takes that genius mind to figure that stuff out. And it's contactless resistance. Keyword, contactless. It's not touching. There's air between it. So you've got to figure that out as a scientist or a brilliant mind, that this magnet is here. There's magnetic force up here, and this pod is traveling on top of it at a high rate of speed. What are the benefits of it? It's fast. It's more cost effective. Think about what you would pay to go on a plane from the United States to Europe. Or I saw last night where, I don't remember which airline it was, but a normal flight to Africa is somewhere close to $1,000, $899 to $1,000, depending on where you want to sit on the plane, what type of plane you going over there in. There was an airline last night that had them $499. Why? Because the demand is not as high, people. We living in some times where you got to watch your smoney's. Now, that's the bottom line. We all are in a hurry these days. But if you're about business, you want to get there, take care of your business. There's always going to be some problems. Get to the root cause of the problem. Now, if I didn't learn nothing else working for Amoco Chemical in them 20 years I was there, I learned business. I learned how they operated. That's who taught me a lot about the business world. I watched one rail car that was worth $1 million. And when you saw those rail cars coming down the track, them trains were long. So it was a lot of $1 million on that track. So on my head as an analyst testing those rail cars, you better not. Did you hear what I say? Fall asleep, don't run your test correctly, and that train pulled back down that track. With some off-spec material in it. Because one, you just lost that customer, or you got to satisfy that customer, or you just lost your job. Now, I ain't one to be wanting to lose nothing in life. Not me. I work too hard for what little bit I have to have been a person to just sit up there, and these people paying me the kind of money they were paying me when I started there in 1979. No, I wasn't going to be able to do it. I saw you, Miss Carolyn. You in here. You know I know what I'm talking about. You were at Texas City. Anyway, you get to the root cause of the problem in any situation, in any job. Because if you don't get to the root cause, the problem is still going to be there, and it's going to escalate. It's going to mount, and it's going to drive you bananas trying to understand what's really going on. It has to be environmentally friendly. We live in times where the world has become so polluted because all of the new gadgets and all the new inventions and all the new things are bringing about pollution in the air, which is causing a lot of health problems. I'm beginning to suffer with nasal problems and allergies and all this stuff because most of my life I've been around chemicals that your body should not have been ingesting. I am so grateful to God that I made it out that plant in 20 years at a very young age, at 40 years old, and not have come down with anything really dreadful like a lot of people did. A lot of people that worked out there with me are no longer here today, or they've fought cancer and a whole lot of other things because there was no OSHA to come in with no rules, no regulations. You didn't know what you was fooling with. You testing it yourself to tell them what it is. That's where I was in the game. Altogether different now. And I thank God I made it out and had sense enough to leave and not try to stay there for the shmonies until retirement. Okay? Money ain't everything, people. Don't get so hooked up on money, because just like you can make money in one thing, you can make money in something else. You use your brain. That's the key to it all. Use your brain. This would have been something that reduced air and noise pollution. This Hyperloop train. That's a problem. 2, noise. You don't realize how it's damaging to your little tender eardrums. Road congestion. They can't build freeways fast enough, especially here in H-Town, because of the amount of people, the influx of people moving in all the time. When they move in here, they don't move out fast. You could make a very good living here. There are so many places to hire you here. There's so much land mass where you can build and have acreage here. People are, for the most part, they're neighborly, they're friendly, as compared to a whole lot of places that I've lived in the past. I can't say that for that Baltimore area. People didn't have time to even hold the damn door open for you. You speak to them and they looking at you like, I don't know you. No Southern hospitality whatsoever. Is where it is. So with everything being so challenging, building a Hyperloop has presented many technical and economical challenges. First of all, you think now, you in this tube. The pod is a tube. So you got to make that comfortable. I don't care if you're going to get me from New York to London in 1 hour. 1 hour is a long time to be uncomfortable. So that was a challenge. Making it economically feasible to ride in it. Shmanis. You can't charge me an arm and a leg, and I'm not going with you. I ain't got it like that. I'm going to get on what I've been getting on. Okay? The plane. If I want to get there quick. The train. If I got time. That's how it's going down. And so it's got to be cost effective, or it ain't going to work. The technology of the Hyperloop, TT, is an American research company. I was glad to know that is developing commercial companies around the world. So it's a commercial system, but it's also going to be for freight and passengers. Now, Elon, being the person that he is, he threw the idea back out there. And I told you it started in the 17th century. Nothing new. But then, for whatever reason, he decided, I don't want nothing else to do with this. After spending a little money on it, designing it and everything else. But that's how his brain works. So all of the tracks and all the stuff that they tested this with here in the USA, it is not a SpaceX parking lot. That's what he did with it. Moved on to something else. I see that in my children down there. You got to get them interested and you got to work with them fast. They don't have patience at all. And that's why I said I might be a little bit on the spectrum, because I don't have a lot of patience for nonsense. Now, if it's something that I can see where, we going somewhere with this, I can see a benefit to that, then I'm going to stay with you. But if I don't see no benefit to it, that you just waste an hour of my time, I'm not going to be able to handle it. I can't. That is my personality. I told y'all when I came out here, when I hit the scene, I'm different. I'm different from every sibling I have. Only one was very close to my personality, and he's gone. That was the brother that was 49 that passed of cancer, Shantae's father, my little niece that I was going down there with for Thanksgiving, who played professional football with the New York Jets. Got injured, came back to Monroe, made a life for himself, and had retired a couple of years before his demise. from the Louisiana Training Institute for Boys. He worked with reformatory boys, okay? That was his career after football. And he worked for the sheriff department for a little while before he got the job at the LTI, is what we call it. It's there in my little small town, Monroe. Okay. So much for that. It's a pressurized pod. Now, y'all, Miss Audrey done gave me the name over here is Big Pressure. So that means I'm pressurized, Miss Audrey. I have to stop and laugh at you sometimes. So I'm moving at a atmospheric pressure is what you're telling me. I always think of the pressure cooker when you gave me that name. And how fast it cooks with steam being trapped inside until you take the petcock off the top of it and let the steam out. But don't forget, run some cold water on it and let that steam inside calm itself down. Because if you take that petcock out and you untwist it, it's pressurized. It's going all over the place. Ask me how I know. Because I've been there before. Because I didn't know. Okay. But my mom cooked on that every day. And that's how we had a Sunday dinner every day. In a pressurized cooker. Yep. All of vegetables just about was cooked in a pressure cooker. That's what takes the longest to cook. Your peas and your beans and your greens and all that stuff. She got home at 3:15 every day. By 4:30, a quarter to 5, we were all at the table together because my father believed in a family that ate together, stayed together. Now, that might have worked for then, but now we all over the place. We got our own homes and our own families, and we moving here and we moving there, and everybody in a hurry, and we usually are together at a funeral or a wedding or a family reunion. Truth. And that's like most families. So the tubes are large and they're sealed and partially evacuated. But let me tell you, was another problem with this hyper train. Is because if the seal had a leak in it, the whole system shuts down. It's not going to go. Now, you stuck out there in this pod, and you supposed to be at a business meeting. You supposed to be at school. Wherever you traveling to, you're going to be mad. So see, that's why it didn't go over well here in the USA. The pods are propelled by a combination of magnetic propulsion and a ducted fan. They have motors, they have batteries. Got to remember, this man is the owner of what? Tesla, the car. Now, his mind had told him, you already got Tesla out there on the road. Now go make you an electric Tesla. Put it out there because the future is not going to be gasoline. What I made my money on in the industry testing gasoline and plastics, gasoline is going out at some point. The electric cars are getting more and more popular. You're seeing more electric hookups at the service stations and stuff because these people got to get around too. It's more efficient. You're not spending the money you used to spend on gas. So I probably won't see all of the gasoline cars off the road in my lifetime. But those of you who may be 20, 30, 40 years old, you will. You stick around. Also, these trains had solar panels on them because I told you, ain't nobody gonna want to be in no pod shut up. That's like being in a prison with no windows or nothing where you can't see out. That would depress the hell out of a person or either cause anxiety, one or the other. So they put solar panels on the top of them, so at least you got light and sun or rain or whatever the atmospheric condition is at that time, it's there. It's coming in. All right? It is highly unlikely that it will crash too. What is it to crash into? Unless the computer fails and maybe one comes down the wrong track and crashes into you, and that would be human error, because you programming the computer don't program itself. Anything that happens with a computer, it's man. Yeah. Because once the program is set up, it's going to run just like you programmed it to run. So why did it fail? The capacity was very small compared to other means and modes of transportation. They fell short of the original concept that was out there from the 17th century. There was no publications of evolution, that this was going anywhere fast. The evidence available was nothing like the proposed system. So this was a dream of Elon Musk. And in my mind, like I say, I understand that this man is very high on the intellectual spectrum. The problem being, it's hard to focus when you like that and keep attention. If it doesn't move like you want it to move, you're going to get bored with it. You're going to move on from it. So that's it. That's the way it is. So where is the project now? Declared bankruptcy. As of December 31st, 2023, that ain't been long ago. All this time they were working on this stuff, and probably, I say, 3/4 of my chat probably never heard of it. But my question to you is, if it comes to pass here in the United States, would you get on it? Would you travel on it? Now, it is in China. China is really like, to me, and this is just me saying this, it's the competition to the USA. They have the Shanghai running in China. So if you really want to go over and test it, take a trip to China and get on it. India has done some work on it, but it probably won't come to pass. They have more like traditional bullet trains. What you're saying, to just the Canada government gives $10,000 for purchasing Tesla for the first time. Oh, really? Well, he has a deal with Canada. To just Elon does. Carol, Mr. Boston, absolutely not. See, we older people, we ain't finna go experiment. You ain't finna experiment on me. I'm not trying to go in space. I ain't never been up there. I don't know what's up there, and I'm not interested. Now, if you had caught me about 40, 50 years ago, I'd have jumped up there in a New York heartbeat, because I'm being inquisitive. I don't want to say nosy, because I'm really not nosy, but I got a inquisitive mind. Inquisitive minds want to know stuff. That's of interest. That's it. That's changing the world and doing things. That's about all. So there is also a Dutch company that's been successful with the test and completed it September 10th, 2024, just passed. So it is catching on in different other parts of the country. And we probably won't see it anytime soon because it takes billionaires to get together with a lot of money and people to sponsor this to make it happen. So Elon abandoned the Hyperloop tunnel, like I said, and turned it into parking spaces for SpaceX employees. So this has been my commentary on Elon Musk and what he's doing and how his mind tends to work. And I'm gonna stick with trying to follow him because I'm intrigued by him being diagnosed, I guess, probably at an early age. But he made something out of his life. And I can't knock a man who's done that because he's done more than a lot of people who've been around that's supposed to have been normal. He didn't sit around and just worry about what this one got and what this one don't have and make up stories. No. And most billionaires don't. Most millionaires don't. Most people who are successful in life don't do that. They don't have time for that. It's not of interest to them. Hey, my Joshua, how you doing? Hey, Elaine, Mavado is in the building. Hey, Miss Carolyn. Miss Vivian, hello, Miss V. I'm walking and listening today. Miss Vivian is on the move. I love it. She crafting, she walking, she doing things with what she want to do with her life. Keep it moving, Miss Vivian. I love it. Hey, Miss Jean, all the way from the UK. My Chase from West Virginia. How you doing? Blessings right back at you. Miss Tammy's topics. Wow, a loyal of artistic people are very smart. You better believe it. I didn't realize, Tammy, how sharp they really are. But it's usually a certain area. Like for him, it's business. It's making money. I saw some down at the public school that should be out there cutting records because they had the voice. They usually are very gifted and talented in something, but you got to find out what it is. I have a little girl down there. I forgot what unit she's on. I believe she's on unit 4. This girl is working on a public school system level in a behavioral study. But it's the simple things in life she can't quite get. She's not potty trained. But you give her some 7th grade work and put up against a public school person, and I bet you she'll outshine them. She's sharp. You just got to find out what it is. And you got to catch it early and direct them in that way. I saw some down there last year that's going to be the greatest mechanics that this area is going to have. They love cars, taking them apart. Their uncles worked on cars. This boy could take a car apart and put it back together because he sits there and he studies it. And he's out there with his uncles and his mind ain't on nothing but that. That's our problem. We over here, we over there, we doing this, we doing that. We ain't really focused in on nothing unless it's mess. And that ain't gonna get you nowhere. You got to stay focused. And I was telling y'all about that when I was in college. I probably could have really been somebody of greatness and importance. But I wasn't focused at the time. I ain't even want to go to college. I told y'all I wanted to be a flight attendant. So I went over there and I did what I had to do. And I got up out of there with 2 degrees in 4 years, a little over 4 years, because we were on a quarter system. So every quarter was like a semester. You move fast on a quarter system, but you also can fail and be kicked out on a quarter system. You're not going to have that many tests. Some classes only have 1 test that whole quarter. Fail it, out. You might have had a few quizzes along the way. You got to be pretty sharp on a quarter system. You gone. Money wasted. Hey, my Elaine, Lawanda. Hey, Miss April, how you doing? A motivating factor, you are. I do too, Ms. V. I have so much respect for people. Uh-oh, it jumped on me, Miss April. Hold on. Let me find you. Hold on, people. Don't go nowhere. It jumped way, way, way up. God bless. Oh man, where is it? Give me a minute. I want to find it. Here you go, Miss April. Great topic. Okay. I don't know what else you said, but I caught up to, I hope I didn't miss nobody. Hey, my Riri. Okay. Princess is in the building. I saw you said your statement about what's going on in Canada about giving people was it 10,000 to buy a Tesla? When you got that kind of money, you can give that kind of money. If you ain't got it, you can't give it. I'm here, Queen, who I have to take out. Good evening. Oh, thank you, Alex. I appreciate you coming in because I just started and I figured let me give a commentary and that'll give time for the trolls to get out. They love me. I don't know why they like coming over here so much, but obviously if you talking about a person or you want to be around a person like that, you got to have some interest in them. Otherwise, you would move on. Eyes Lake got an excuse for Judge Mathis High. Oh, that's all right, Miss Audrey. Okay, let me go on down here. Thank you, trolls, for the views. I appreciate you. I'm not an ungrateful person. I'm just glad I don't have to read the dumb stuff you're saying. Elon Musk so active on X Twitter. He is hilarious. I don't watch Twitter. I know he owns X now too. He's got his hands in that too. But I've never gotten into that. Um, yes, to just Judge Mathis signed my late note. Miss Audrey, you a mess. Miss Tammy say she ain't riding that thing. I'm with you, Miss Tammy. I ain't getting on that. Now, will I watch other people get on there? Yeah, man, I'm a spectator these days. I'm happy just sitting there looking at you getting on there. Hope you make it back. Shanika Farley. That will be fast for me. It's way too fast for me. I know my limitations. Okay. They've done pretty good with the likes. The Jetsons were your favorite too, Elaine. Yeah, I like that futuristic stuff. I did. Man, I was just like, will I ever live to see this? Is this really real? That's what I was thinking as a child. I've lived through it. They brought out many different versions of the microwaves and computers and means and modes of transportation. And I thank God I was able to live long enough to see it. Memberships are available. Thank you, Alex. To obtain a badge, hit the join button and join the team. Badges start at 99 cents to $3.99. And I appreciate that, Alex, for reminding them. And she's also welcoming everybody in. I thank my moderators for your kindness. Suggesting, I would like a train that has the speed of a turtle. It's too slow. We rode Amtrak. Um, my husband and I. Where did we ride it from? We came into New Orleans. Oh, we rode it from, I don't know where we caught the train at now, but we rode into New Orleans and then we caught a ship out of New Orleans and went cruising. But where we caught the train, I don't remember. Mm-mm. The cardinal with Max Julian. What's up, twin? I'm your twin. I don't know. Just sitting here talking to y'all and getting ready to go to work. I had enough sleep for the day. In fact, my boss called me and woke me up because I haven't had an email since I've been there. I'm on my 5th week. I have not known anything going on. It's time for me to sign up for my benefits. Yesterday was the first, no, today is the first day to sign up for benefits. And I didn't even know that. I happened to work on Unit 4 last night, and when I walked in there, one of the ladies who came in the same class as me, she said, you know, we signed up for benefits today. I said, look, I don't even know where I'm working until I get here. I have to call the night soup and ask him because it's a big campus. It's 45 acres. I don't want to park way over there on one side and working on the other side. I ain't trying to walk out there in that dark with all that and them animals out there. There's coyotes out there, snakes out there, there's all kind of stuff out there. Now they have the grounds fenced off now, but there's a little section right there between the street and the campus. They live in that little section. It's like a little forest, and you got to walk the sidewalk to get to the gate to put your code in to go in. And I'm constantly looking. I got my little roller bag, and I said, well, that's going to have to be my weapon. I'm going to throw that roller bag and run. And these knees, don't fail me now, knees. Because you see all kind of stuff. They say, I don't know. I ain't seen nothing yet. I ain't trying to either. I go sit in the car and they can come have to get me. Whatever works. Tony Braxton's son was diagnosed with autism. He's an autistic child. He's 3. Now he's 21 and attending Howard University. See what I'm saying? Got to find out what they gifted in. And that's where they go. Hey, Marjorie, how you doing? Okay, I'm going on down. It's a lot of autism. I'm understanding that Beyonce has a son, the twin to that little girl. I don't know that to be a fact, but that's what has been rumored, is that he's autistic. Don't mean nothing. Just find out what he's good at. Bushwatchers, you're going to try out that train or get there on another way. Tell him, Miss Audrey, tap that like button before you get out of here. Miss Carol, I believe that was a troll, love. Okay. All right. So I don't even know if I put all of them down, but I know I'm past my hour, and I know I need to call this doctor's office for my knees. So hopefully I have spoken to everybody and read your comments, because we're on an hour and 7 minutes, but I need to call the doctor's office so I can get these injections so I can be able to get up, move around, you know. Got to be able to get there. Oh, before I forget, can y'all see my shirt? Thank you for the shirt. This is a Christmas present from one of my subscribers. Thank you. And it has the hoodie on it. Because y'all, it is so cold up in that building at night. You could put meat. You just hang meat in it. I guarantee you still be froze by morning. Around 3 o'clock in the morning, I got to have my hoodie. I got to have on my jacket. I got to have my blanket. Better pull this hoodie up on your head. I have a hat on there. My gloves are on. If I wear tennis shoes, I got some tights on. Baby, I ain't playing with them people down there. I figured out why my nose was running and all this stuff. They freezing me down there. I don't know what's wrong with them people. But anyway, y'all, it's been fun talking to y'all. Miss Audrey, this is what I got. This is what I'm finna eat. And then I got to get in touch with this doctor's office. I don't know what time it is, but it's getting close to 5 o'clock. And I got a few more things I got to do. And then I'll see y'all tomorrow, because I won't be back out here later on tonight. By the time I get back home, I'm already dressed to go to work. So by the time I get back home, my bag is already in the car. I might not even come back home. Just take everything while I'm out there and just go from there to work. But it's been real. It's been fun. Y'all, I'll talk to you later. Be blessed. Love you much. And I'll see you guys later.